So you guys have been asking me if I'm going to review California Dream, and it wasn't the one message I received. I received multiple messages, comments, questions asked via lives I was doing on Instagram if I'm going to review it. So finally I have it because I've been anticipating this one, especially because it is called California Dream and I live in California. But do I like this one? If you want to find out about Louis Vuitton's latest California inspired fragrance, this is the fourth one, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. That's right, today I'm talking about California Dream. This one right here, the latest, the fourth from Louis Vuitton, inspired by California. They work with a California artist by the name of Alex Israel, and this one comes after the launch of 3 fragrances last year named Afternoon Swim, Sun Song, and Cactus Garden. So this is California Dream, but before I tell you all about this one, if this is your first time tuning into this channel and you still haven't subscribed to this channel, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So what's California Dream all about? Well, again, all these fragrances from Louis Vuitton, Afternoon Swim, Sun Song, Cactus Garden, and California Dream are inspired by California. So I'm assuming they're using all these like fresh fragrances because we have an abundance of citruses and, you know, unique ingredients that we have here. So this latest one is 2020 launch. It is created by Jacques Cavallier again. He's been doing all the Louis Vuitton fragrances, and actually I just recently did a video for Bulgari's Tigar. He created that as well, and a few other fragrances also, Coffee Break and Springtime in a Park from Maison Margiela. So he's been getting around outside of Louis Vuitton, and he's the in-house perfumer for Louis Vuitton, so I guess he's doing other creations. But California Dream is a 2020 launch. It's considered a citrus. Jacques Cavallier is a perfumer. There's 2 prices for this. This is the 200 ml bottle, which retails for $390. The 100 ml bottle retails for $265. Louis Vuitton fragrances are refillable and they are less. The 100 ml runs for, I think, around $160. I'm not sure how much the 200 ml refill is. But this was supposed to come out earlier, but they got delayed because of the pandemic. And there's also a new one, another one that's coming out that's part of the darker bottle Oriental collection called Nuit De Feu, I think that's how you say it. So hopefully that one will come here as well. That's after Ombre Nomade and Les Sables Roses. But this one, as I said, is part of the Cologne Perfumes collection, which includes Afternoon Swim, Sun Song, Cactus Garden, and the collaboration is with Alex Israel. What's the notes in here? It's Mandarin Orange, Ambrette, Seeds, and Benzoin is what Louis Vuitton website says. But according to Fragrantica, there's also Pear, which I do get some pear-like qualities, so it's a bit fruity, and I do also get benzoin. It's a vanillic, but not so strong for me. This one actually, when you smell it out of the bottle, and also when you first spray it on, it reminds me of their fragrance Le Jour Célèbre from 2 years ago, which I absolutely love. It's a fruity citrus floral fragrance, really fresh and refreshing, very crisp citruses, fruity fruits, and, you know, very beautiful floral notes, all creating a beautiful concoction. So when I first sprayed this, it reminded me of that fragrance, but then it was like, what the hell is going on here? It's going really sharp and metallic, almost like there's this like an overabundance of like metallic notes, which is like really cutting through my nose. And I was like, okay, this is not what I expected from this, because I don't see any aromatic or herbal notes credited, and usually when herbal notes and citruses combine together, sometimes it becomes very sharp, and that's my experience in the past, but I don't see the aromatic herbal notes here. And as I said, all I see is Mandarin Orange, Ambrette, Seeds, Benzoin, credited by Louis Vuitton, and of course on Fragrantica it says Pear and Musk. For sure this is definitely musky, and I do get that, you know, light fruitiness of pear, but mostly it's the Mandarin Orange. It's a very juicy Mandarin Orange, and it's very musky. And of course I've mentioned Ambrette many times on the channel. I actually have a full video on Ambrette Seeds. It's a musky, slightly medicinal, slightly fruity, almost boozy kind of a note, which is used prominently in fragrances like Chanel's Egoiste, sandalwood fragrance from Dior, and also a few others. I mean, there's a bunch of fragrances on Ambrette, which I actually love the note, but for me, something in this one is rubbing me the wrong way, and I'm not really loving it as much as I like the other 3 fragrances in the California collection of fragrances from Louis Vuitton. It's a shame because this one I was actually really excited about. I love the bottle, that kind of like color change of, it's like almost like a sunset, which basically it is, and I really was waiting for this one, especially also because it's California. I live in California. I love everything about California, but this one's kind of like letting me down a lot, actually. Really sad, and especially for the fact that when you first spray it, it's like, oh my god, this smells great, it's fresh, refreshing, and then it just suddenly changes like right away. You don't even get a lot of the citruses all by itself. It just really goes to that sharpness, and I just don't appreciate it. That's pretty much what I'm having happen with this one, sadly. I revert back to Le Jour Célèbre, or the other fragrance that Jacques Cavallier created for Louis Vuitton. And again, it does remind me of that fragrance when you first spray it, but it just suddenly changes. It's almost like, you know how you fall off a cliff? There's a cliff. It's like it doesn't go straight. It's just like it starts straight and then boom, it just falls and goes into a complete different direction, and it changes on me, and I'm almost like, wow, why did they do that to this one? This was the one I wanted so badly, but it's disappointing. It's really disappointing. So now with this one, if I want to smell this one and I want it to last like what the fragrance starts off but immediately changes, I will revert back to Le Jour Célèbre, because that fragrance is pretty darn amazing. It's a very juicy, citrusy, you know, fragrance, but lots of flowers, lots of fruits. There's berries in there like black currants. It's really wonderful. It's a fragrance targeted to women, Le Jour Célèbre. I have a full review on the channel if you want to watch it, but it's definitely unisex because it does, as I said, remind me of this one, but then it gets floral, it gets fruity, and you know, it keeps the citruses intact, so it doesn't change. Now with this one, as I said, it does kind of fall off, it changes direction right away. It doesn't mean it's going to be like no citruses. The citruses are still there, the Mandarin orange is still there, but there's a lot of whatever is like changing the formula or the experience for me that I'm left with like, I don't want to wear this anymore. It's not pleasant, whereas I'm enjoying that citrus, but quickly it changes and it goes in a different direction. I've never ever had a fragrance do that on me. I don't know what's causing this, but you know, it usually develops slowly, but this one starts and then it just cuts off into something completely different. It could also be a chemistry thing, but I don't know if you guys have experienced it yet. Please do let me know. As far as longevity goes, I think it's definitely a longer lasting citrus fragrance than normal. Citruses are not the longest lasting fragrances, but this one tends to last longer than normal because of that muskiness and also that oriental notes, because it does have benzoin here, and the ambrette seeds definitely musky. So those 2 notes, along with that Mandarin orange, the 2 notes are more intense. They do have longer longevity, but if you want to live through that kind of sharpness, that hardness of the fragrance that I'm not really enjoying, then you will enjoy the longevity of it, because of course, as I said, it does have the fusion of the Mandarin orange with the ambrette and the benzoin, but you just have to appreciate that. And benzoin typically goes vanillic. It's a resin, it's a vanillic resin. It's a wonderful resin. I absolutely love this resin. It's one of my favorite resins. If you like resins like frankincense, myrrh, but if you want it to go more vanillic, definitely benzoin is amazing. It's one of my favorite notes, because I do love vanilla in fragrances, and this one's actually a resin, so it's a vanillic resin, so it has not only the resinous touches, but it goes vanillic when it's like sweet vanilla. Not overly sweet though, don't get me wrong. So in the end, I'm disappointed with this one. I wish it was a little better. I wish it didn't change so suddenly on me and go in a different direction. It's just like, you know what, I'm done with you, no citruses here, we're going, you know, like 180-degree change and go kind of like sharp and metallic. I guess some of you will appreciate this one. I'm not appreciating it as much as the previous 3, and out of the previous 3, I went in loving Cactus Garden. I ended up loving Sun Song, but now I'm really loving Afternoon Swim from that collection. Afternoon Swim is such a pleasant scent. It's a great citrus. It's once again Mandarin oranges. It's not grapefruit like Tigar. A lot lot of you guys have told me that Tiger and Afternoon Swim do smell alike, and in the end, yes, they do smell alike, but it's different fruits. So in the end, it's citruses, but it's different fruits, whereas Mandarin Orange is more prominent with orange in Afternoon Swim. Tiger is more grapefruit and ambroxan. And in the end, there's no ambroxan credited for Afternoon Swim, and the comparison of the two is definitely similar smells, but then again not similar experiences, because Tiger is an overdose of ambroxan, whereas I don't get much ambroxan in Afternoon Swim. But that happens to be my favorite, and I love that experience of that Afternoon Swim. It's not aquatic, by the way. I just love the name though. It's such a smooth wearing citrus, really, really soft, not hard, not like this one. This one, as I said, starts juicy, Mandarin Orange, but just really changes direction and goes into that sharp, hard territory that I'm not really digging, unfortunately. Anyway, this is California Dream, California Dreamin', you know, that song by the Mamas and the Papas. Anyway, that's maybe how this fragrance came about, named after California. It's a 2020 launch. Let me know if you've sampled this one. What do you think about it? Do you like it? Have you tried the other 3 fragrances from this collection? Afternoon Swim, Sunsong, Cactus Garden. And also, have you compared Tiger to Afternoon Swim? Do you get the similarities? Eventually, I'm going to do a comparison video of those 2 fragrances, so stay tuned for that. But I also have a 3rd fragrance to throw in the mix, because they all 3 smell similar. In the end, they're not so similar. So I'm going to do that within the next week or so stay tuned for that. But do let me know about California Swim from Louis Vuitton if you've sampled it, and if you like it or hate it, because I'm not enjoying this one, unfortunately. It's bearable, it's just not like the previous 3 that smell really, really wonderful, with Afternoon Swim being one of the best citrus fragrances of that I have in my collection. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video on California Dream from Louis Vuitton's Parfum Cologne, or Cologne Perfumes collection. Let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts on the entire Louis Vuitton collection. Are you a fan? Do you have them? Do you like them? Which is your favorite? Other than that, guys, thanks so much for watching today. Please do like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.